Good morning. Good morning. What's up, everyone? What's up? Hope you guys are doing well. Today is October the 28th. It's a Tuesday today. As for the overall markets, really solid push towards the upside on a Monday. Gap and go really towards the upside. We talked about being careful on the short side just because overall markets gap up all-time highs. There's a very good chance we're probably going to gravitate higher Monday, Tuesday. As you can see so far, really solid push on the overall indices. Tuesday coming into this morning, we're basically back at all-time highs as well. We'll talk about what we're looking for coming into today. Today, most likely, you're just going to have continuation based off of yesterday. What's going to be key is tomorrow with earnings, with FOMC. That's going to be the thing that's going to move the market. So we'll take a look at some names here. We'll go over some of the levels that we're looking at coming into today. And then we're going to go take a look at some tech names as well. Okay. Let me pull this up. All right. So coming into today, as you can see, really no red folder news events. The main thing that we do have here is going to be your FOMC statement. Tomorrow, this is going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And as you can see, we're going to have a bunch of earnings here as well. So, right, SoFi earnings this morning, right, PayPal, UPS tomorrow after close, which is going to be really key. Meta, Microsoft, Google. And then on Thursday, we have Apple along with Amazon as well. All right, what's up, everyone? Hope you guys are doing well. Good morning. What's up, everyone? Yeah, let me just quickly go over the charts. Kind of similar game plan to yesterday. Just going to go over for like 10-20 minutes, and then I'm going to get ready for market open. As for the SPY chart coming into today, let's kind of zoom out here. So as you can see here for the overall markets, yesterday, nice gap up. We talked about really leaning a little bit more towards the upside just based off of the overall markets. The gap fill was potentially in play, but it never even set up underneath your pre-market lows. And you can see, at least for the SPY, once we're able to break finally above your pre-market highs, nice continuation towards upside above your 683. For the ES, you can see key level, your after hours high. Once you're able to break above, nice hold, continuation higher. QQQ held levels all day. Key levels that we had marked out yesterday was our 25,800. Nice hold, and then continuation. All right, similar thing here with QQQ. Break above, nice hold to the 625, and then we had nice continuation higher. All right, let me grab some water here real quick. Yeah, hope you guys are doing well. Throat's feeling still a little bit sore. Did you guys watch the Jays game yesterday? Crazy. I turned it off at like the 11th inning, and I went out and I just checked like this morning, and it crazy went to the 18th inning. I was honestly That was kind of sad that the Blue Jays lost, but they took out like all their key players. All right, let's get on to the at least the Qs coming to market open. So key levels that I have marked out really for the SPY and Qs is just going to be, at least for the Qs, 627.50s. We're also going to have your previous day highs marked out. You already had a big push higher, so I'd much rather use this level here with your pre-market lows. But as for the Qs coming into today, really the key levels, as I mentioned, I'm just going to mark out your after hours highs. I'm going to mark out your 627.67. So coming to market open, I have a couple scenarios I'll be interested in. Break above your pre-market highs. My opinion, this one's going to be a little bit more difficult after this big push yesterday, and we already have a huge gap up, but we can keep an eye out on your 629.40. Another possible scenario, if it comes all the way back down towards your 627.67. I like this scenario a little bit better. Nice kind of pullback longs off your key level for continuation higher. Another possible scenario comes back down in towards your previous day highs, hold for a push back towards upside. I really like this scenario right here. Pull back longs back down in towards that 627.67. So we'll see if we can get that here on the Qs coming to market open. As for the SPY, key levels I'm going to have marked out really. This chart looks a little bit more difficult now since we have this pretty big extension towards the upside at the very end of market close. So really your key level support technically all the way back down in towards your 684. At least today, we're also going to kind of mark out your previous day highs here as well. So at least for the SPY chart, I like the QQQ a little bit better since it is leading the market, but for at least for the SPY, key level is going to be your previous day highs. So a couple scenarios here. Break above, hold, continuation. If it breaks underneath, you can look for the reclaim. Back above this 685.59. So this is what I have for the SPY coming to market open. Only way I'm short bias. It's going to be a little bit more difficult. Really, it's going to be the break underneath your 685, hold underneath. I just don't like shorts, right? All-time highs, market's continuing higher. There's really no short setups now after the market is starting to trend. A couple mean reversions, right? Yesterday, if you're trying to short, you might have got a nice little pop and kind of fade, but ultimately it never even hit your first TP. And this is a lot more difficult short, right? Ultimately, it wouldn't have worked out depending on how you manage your position, but for at least the Qs wise, potential short yesterday above your pre-market highs, ultimately was not able to fade. I didn't like shorts yesterday. I also don't really like shorts today as well. Of course, there's going to be short opportunities, but you much rather look for major pullbacks to go long. Okay, let's go on to some of these tech names that I have. Number one, Apple. As you can see for Apple, nice hold yesterday right off our key level, 264. Actually tapped it in the pre-market and then just continuation higher, kind of based above your all-time highs, and then really nice push coming into yesterday's close. So for Apple coming into today, it's going to be a little bit more difficult just because we have this huge push towards the upside. I don't really have any levels to base it off of. I'm just going to kind of mark out this 269 previous day highs. So coming into market open, really it's going to be the break above, hold above for continuation higher. Another possible scenario, consolidation, and you look for the break above your previous day highs. So for Apple, this is the key level that you have marked out, 269 here on this ticker. As for NVIDIA, I like this one. So one of my main watches yesterday, a little bit slower on the intraday timeframes, but higher timeframes looks good. As for NVIDIA, let's actually go into the hourly chart. So nice base here off your 177. Kind of have this W-shaped recovery. Reclaiming back above key levels. Yesterday, we talked about the key level being 190. Wicked underneath, kind of held right off the bat, dropped, held. Now we're pushing back higher. Key level for NVIDIA is now just going to be your 190, 150s. So as long as you can maintain your 190, 150s, expect continuation higher. So keep an eye out on NVIDIA coming to market open for any pullback longs, preferably pullback longs back down in towards your previous day highs. Another possible scenario, we're going to have to use your pre-market levels, but we do now have clear room back up and towards your all-time highs. So keep an eye out on NVIDIA coming into today for a potential, as I mentioned, pullback long. As for AMD, came all the way back in towards our Friday's highs. So key levels, Friday's high. Key levels for AMD is going to be that Friday's highs. You can see yesterday, nice drop right down in towards that key level. Buyers are stepping in. Key levels that we have marked out now, 259. So you can see multiple touches. Now what we like to see, maintain above 259 for a potential move back up and towards this 262. Tesla, this one's super solid yesterday. This is one of my main trades towards the upside. I do like this one a lot now just because it's breaking outside of its consolidation, or at least trying to. As you can see here, if the daily chart can close above your 250, we can see a nice push back up and towards your 470 and above, 450. Key levels that we have marked out here on Tesla is your 450. You can see yesterday, broke above it, came back down, retested. Now, as long as you can maintain above 450. If we can do that, we can see a nice continuation higher. So nice hold of your 450. So far, reclaiming back above your 454 in the pre-market. I personally like to see it maintain above 454 for a continuation higher. As for Google, key levels, very nice all-time highs push. Right, yesterday, a lot of nice trends in the overall markets just because now we talked about it, right? Qs is at all-time highs with the gap up. We're expecting a lot nicer opportunities here with earnings coming up, with the overall market at all-time highs. As for Google, really solid push higher. Key level that we have marked out today is going to be that previous day highs, maintain above 270.50 for a potential continuation higher. As for Amazon, not really too much to talk about. This one has earnings coming up. I'll be a little bit more cautious. As for Meta, key levels you're just going to mark out. Previous day high and previous day low. If you want to see continuation, you need to see it above your previous day highs. Oops. Alrighty. Sorry, hope you guys are doing well. I can't talk for too long just because my voice, but now let's kind of go over my top watches and then I am going to get ready for market open. So coming into today here, as I mentioned, key level, I'm just going to have marked out kind of this after hours high along with this 627.50. Overall market is just moving higher coming into open. We are going to make a new high here in the pre-market. So key level just going to be your previous day highs today, most likely for both the SPY and the Qs. You also have your pre-market levels here marked out. As for my main watches, we can keep an eye out on Apple 269 for a break above your previous day highs hold. I do like NVIDIA a lot for potential move up into your all-time high, so keep an eye out on that. Key level for AMD is going to be this 259 break above for continuation towards your 262. And then even Tesla, 455 hold. All right, gonna go over a couple more names on some of these growth names as well. If you guys do have any tickers or any charts you'd like me to go over, I'll go over them for the next 5 to 10 minutes. And then I am going to get ready for market open. What's up, everyone? Good morning. It sounds better. Yeah, it is a lot better. I just have to drink a lot of water. So every time I'm not speaking, just gotta keep hydrated. MBIS, SoFi also has earnings. Yeah, this ticker went absolutely crazy. So if you look at the daily chart, higher lows being built above your all-time highs, that was key. Now you can expect this one to just continue back towards the upside. So came all the way back down towards our key levels, reclaimed back above our earnings high, which was key. Now nice continuation, most likely going to gravitate back up and towards our all-time highs. Key levels you can mark out at least coming into today. Previous day highs along with this kind of previous kind of key level from yesterday. Maintain above your 125 for a continuation. Having a boot camp for 2 weeks doesn't help. Yeah, like the other week, I was like on it for like 3 hours. Plus I was answering a bunch of questions. So I was talking for like 5 hours. Completely lost my voice on that one. Palantir, yeah, I went over this one. I do like this one. Palantir now you can see basing above your range high. Holding above your range high, we can expect continuation higher. Key levels I also have marked out. Previous all-time highs. You can just mark out this general area. So for Palantir now coming into today, what we're going to be looking for, reclaim back above your previous all-time highs. A hold above this level for continuation back up and towards your previous day highs. SoFi, so this one had earnings in the pre-market. This one's fairly bullish. If you look at the weekly time frame, look at this. As I mentioned, this reminds me a lot like Hood in the early stages. I think we have a lot more room towards upside here on SoFi. But we just had earnings. I'd be a little bit cautious usually whenever we do have earnings. It's set up for usually an earnings reversal sometimes to fill its gap back towards the downside. But key levels now, all-time highs, you can drag this over. So key level for SoFi coming to market open, 30. If you can maintain 30, expect continuation higher. Drop underneath 30, potential earnings reversal, back down into towards your previous day close. As for Oracle, yeah, really not too much to talk about on this one. Overall market pushing towards all-time highs. This one consolidating a little bit more, so I'd be more cautious just based off the price action that we had as of late. Ever since we had this day with news, hasn't really been behaving with the overall market, so just be a little bit more cautious. Still the key level that we have marked out. Key level support. If you can maintain above your 270s, potential continuation, break underneath, you could see a gap fill back down and towards your 260. So this one just had earnings recently, last week. For marking out key levels, earnings high, earnings low here on Intel. Came down, earnings low, held. Now what we'd like to see, and push back up and towards our earnings high, which is your 4150. Levels we can have marked out. You can mark out your previous day highs. And I would also mark out this key level, which is just basically equilibrium. So the area that we broke down from, 40. So for Intel, break above 40, continuation towards your previous day highs, or a potential retest of your 38. Yeah, I'll go over a couple more names here, and then I will get ready for market open. So PayPal, some news here in the pre-market. I'm gonna just get rid of all of this. So really for PayPal, if we look at this on the weekly time frame, been beaten down really ever since COVID. This one just kind of been consolidated inside of a range. We did just have very bullish earnings with news here as well, breaking above key levels. So for PayPal, we're now above 80, we're now above 77. We do have this gap fill towards the upside. We can now go back onto lower time frames. So for PayPal coming to market open, right, key level that we have marked out, really 80. So we have a couple key scenarios: break above, continuation towards your gap fill. If you can get that pullback long, this will be still good for a continuation higher, right off your 80 key cycle for continuation. Okay, went over most of those. Let me see. Let me go over this. More penny stocks. Yeah, big pops. So just leading gappers. Pennies have been hot lately. So you have like Beyond Meat, retail theme. So whenever pennies are hot, they usually like to run. In this case, key level for this, mark out your 71. Nice pop yesterday. We'll see if we can have potential 2-day continuation, but nice kind of break, retest, continuation higher. Now for this one, a little bit of a bigger pullback, but now you like to see if there's kind of day 2 continuation. I think this one's going to be a little bit more difficult for day 2 continuation, but let's see if that first dip can get bought up and have continuation higher. If the first kind of opening candle pushes higher, you have potential room towards the upside. If not, if it fails, it's going to come right back down in towards that 71 key psych. OKLO, kind of right back up in towards key support level. So 44, really not doing as much on this ticker. A little bit of a pullback potential, kind of head and shoulders. You like to see the invalidation and break back above. So you like to see the break back above your 142. Okay. I am going to go over my game plan once more, and I'm going to call it a day here. As I mentioned, pre-market preps this week going to be a little bit shorter, at least Monday through Wednesday. And then I'll try and save my voice for Thursday, which when we have FOMC, and then we have a bunch of earnings, and then even a lot of earnings after hours on Thursday as well. But basically coming into today, as I mentioned, really now we're above your pre-market highs, above your after hours highs. Keep an eye out on your 629.40, along with your previous day highs here on the Qs. SPY, similar thing. Keep an eye out on your pre-market highs along with your previous day highs. As long as you can maintain above your previous day highs, I'm going to have a bullish stance. If we get underneath your previous day highs, then I'm going to be a little bit more neutral. So that's going to be the key line in the sand for both SPY and Qs today. As for names, as I mentioned, I like Apple opening drive for potential continuation. NVIDIA, if you can get that pullback long, 192. Or any sort of kind of intraday trading opportunity for NVIDIA for a push back up and towards your all-time highs is going to be in play. AMD, key level is going to be this 259. Going to have to reclaim back above this if you want to see continuation. Even Tesla, 455, hold now. Higher time frame looks good. Break and retest. Break, retest. Let's see if we can get continuation. Google looks good. So a lot of these names, kind of similar to yesterday, look good for potential day 2 continuation. If the market wants to move higher, then the rest of the names are going to move higher as well. So keep an eye out on day 2 continuation on most of these tickers. I do like Palantir. Right, we're at all-time highs. A little bit of rejection. But if we can close above on the lower time frames, along with the higher time frames, that's going to be key. If you can maintain above your 190s, essentially, potential move back up into your previous day highs and above. AVGO looks decent above your 360. Not too much to talk about on this one. Oracle lagging behind. MU, a couple of these ones are pulling back. Hood was nice yesterday. SoFi has earnings in the pre-market. Intel, UNH, nice pop here in the pre-market with earnings as well above your key levels. UNH looks good for a push higher. Keep an eye out on, let me actually just readjust this. Above your 376. So yeah, there's a lot of different tickers to go over. A lot of tickers look good just for day two continuation. At least for today, I'm going to be a little bit more cautious. Yesterday, we had the nice push already towards the upside. Today, it's going to be the only day that I feel like if we're going to move higher, it's going to move higher on a little bit of lower volume, kind of similar, right? Kind of grind towards the upside and then potentially a big pop. But really today is the day that we don't have any red folder news. I guess yesterday we didn't have any, but tomorrow is going to be key. With FOMC, we're going to be most likely hands off until 2 p.m. plus earnings later into the day, and then Thursday earnings as well. Really tomorrow's the big day. So be cautious today if you're going to trade, right? If you took trades yesterday and you're nice up for the week, right? Just be a little bit more defensive at least today, and then tomorrow's going to be the big day. And then right, similar thing, right? I don't expect too big of any moves today. Maybe besides just if you have some 2-day continuation moves. But besides that, be a little bit more cautious today with the news tomorrow. And then, yeah, that's about it. I'm going to get ready for market open. If you guys did enjoy that, appreciate if you guys drop a like. And if you guys haven't joined the daily watch, this side, of course, is in the description below. And then I will see you guys all tomorrow. All right. Take care, everyone. Have a great rest of the day. Peace.